Okay. Okay, this is something I really hate. It's just been and gone, but I still found this, I think on the same day it was on. I found it on the ground and I thought I'd use it. We're going to have to make this one 400. It's not going to be big enough. I'm going to have to make at least a master copy to do it. So I'm wondering if we're going to reverse the colours or if we're going to just keep it positive, as in positive colour-wise. So we're going to add a bit of lightness to it. Right, let's see what it is. It is Melbourne Cup 2018. Obviously a wristband for someone joining in with an event, probably in a pub. It was found near a pub, so it doesn't surprise me that it was probably in a pub. People getting pissed, all about the love of money and the love of the rich culture, the rich porkery that we have in this day and age that people seem to worship and aspire to. But really, Melbourne Cup Day is just another money-making rort for the rich pigs who fucking want to make a killing. And it's like even poor people and people with disabilities get into this shit. I think, what the fuck? It's like, we're not rich. What the fuck are we doing in this? Why do we have to follow the rich like we're fucking sheep? You know? Honestly, we don't need to be like them. We can be us. Be ourselves. Not fucking follow the rich just because they look like they're having a good time. But the rich are not all that good anyway. They're not... They're disgusting. To be honest, rich people can be very disgusting. And the fact of the matter is, I saw on Facebook an image that was very sobering about the aftermath of Melbourne Cup Day, or it was the aftermath, and it showed a very ugly picture of what rich people can get up to. And basically it showed that they'd made a mess of the grass area that they have their party, and basically they leave bottles and like plastic bottles and plastic bags and shit like that all strewn all over the place. They've really littered. It's unbelievable just how much litter that was in there. Lots of litter, folks. And these are rich people that you fucking want to look up to, want to be like. No, don't. We've got to fight this culture. We've got to say we're not involving ourselves in this. We're not rich. We don't get the benefits. We just lose the money that we work hard to earn for these fucking rich people like Gay Waterhouse. I'm pretty sure she'd be in there somewhere. Gay Waterhouse. She's a big breeder. She's a female. Yes, a bitch. A rich bitch. We can call her a rich bitch because rich rhymes with bitch. And this is going in the rubbish. But basically, they just leave their shit lying everywhere. And it's a disgrace, folks. It is a fucking disgrace. Just because they're rich doesn't make them any better than us. Like, you think they should be clean and hygienic. They're not. They're no better than us. They're probably worse than us because they get smashed on all this alcohol and they gamble, and it's fucking wrong, guys and girls. It's fucking wrong. We don't need to be like them. We need to be ourselves. And if we don't want to wager any money on this fucking thing that's supposed to stop the nation, well, fuck it. We just do what we want to do, what we want to do, not what they want to do. We don't listen to they or them. We listen to us, not them. Them are the enemies. Rich people are our enemies. They fucking want it all. And they're so cunning and so duplicitous, if that's the word. They're just so... I don't think I use the word in the right context, duplicitous. I forgot how that goes, but anyway, that looks interesting. I think we're going to move this up a bit. We're going to make it into an abstract. We're not going to show the whole of the horse. But anyway, it's just a disgrace what these rich people actually get up to. It's a real disgrace, folks. You know, littering all over the green. I mean, I always thought rich people, they have showers probably twice a day, and they wear loads of perfume, loads of deodorant so they don't smell on a hot day. And they probably think the people in the lower classes are smelly and disgusting because they can't afford expensive perfume and shit like that. So basically they try to put us down, but the thing is we should try and put them down because they fucking left a mess all over the grass. It's fucking disgusting. You know, they think they're better than us just because they got more money. They think they're better than us when they're not. We've got to fight their fucking culture. We've got to stop us from being taken over by them. It's just so wrong. I didn't even go in the race, of course. And when the race was run, I was still talking to people. I didn't want to watch the race. I just wanted to talk to the people that I normally don't talk to at work. So I just spoke to a couple of people while the horses were just before and during the race. I just didn't care about the fucking race. Just had the food that they supplied to eat. And it was really nice to have a few nibbly bits, but I didn't partake in this. This was not me. This is not me. Me is me being myself. Now we're going to enlarge this a bit taller. We got the rest of it looks good. So now we're just going to make this a little taller. So I think we're going to call this one 210. I think we're going to call it 210, but basically they just laughing all the way to the fucking bank, these rich people, you know, at our expense. And we don't need to play their games. We just ignore them. We just boycott the races. We don't need this. We don't need to be like them. We need to be us. We need to be us, ourselves. I'm sick of these fucking rich people determining everything in our lives. What we buy, what we eat, what we drink. Why do we have to follow them like fucking sheep? Why do we have to be like them? They are disgusting people. They ruin our planet with their fucking excessive use of mining and manufacturing because things are made to break. Like companies that make this, the Konica Minolta, for example, make this fucking photocopier that lasts only 5 years for spare parts. And I'm pretty sure consumables, I'm not totally sure, I didn't ask about it, but I heard that these machines by the company that I got them off, Mytronics, told me they're only meant to last 5 years. Then you have to buy a new fucking machine. And I just had to take out a bank loan because my old C353 was no longer in spare parts anymore. So I couldn't have a service agreement from the company that I bought it off, Mytronics. Mytronics are the ones who deal with Konica Minolta direct. And they have to follow to a certain degree what Konica Minolta stipulates. And if Konica Minolta says no more parts after 5 years, well, poor old Mytronics doesn't have a fucking choice. So they have to fucking tell me that I can't have a service agreement unless I get a new machine. It's not Mytronics' fault. Konica Minolta make Mytronics look bad. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are not as forgiving of Mytronics as I am because it's not their fault. It's Konica Minolta's fault. They're the ones that stipulate. They're the manufacturers. Mytronics are a dealer, and they don't have control over manufacture. So unfortunately, Konica Minolta's rule, in this case, stands, and I had to fucking fork out for a bank loan to get this machine. I needed a new machine, a machine that worked. I can't afford to have a technician come over on my own money and then, of course, find out that there's no spare parts. So I've spent all this money on a machine that isn't going to run again. So I had to fucking do this. And I'm really angry at Konica Minolta. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Konica Minolta staff went all out with this stupid dumbass. First Tuesday in November when they ran the Melbourne Cup. First Tuesday in November when they ran them. I remember that TV jingle. That's how I remember when, because I heard it so many times when I was a kid, and of course that little jingle just sticks in my head. So I always remember when Melbourne Cup Day is. All I have to do is just think of the jingle and know that it's the first Tuesday in November, because that fucking jingle just keeps sticking in my head. It's really dumb, but it's a jingle really worked in making me remember, even though I've got memory problems. Anyway, this is a bit overlapped, unfortunately, just there, but I think we can call this one quits. So yeah, we've just got to be ourselves, folks. If you don't like spending money on this shit, don't follow them. Just buck the trend. Just make them less rich. You don't have to give them your money, folks, especially if you're not rich. Rich people, you can go fuck yourselves, you dirty, smelly. Yeah, you're smelly after you've had a few too many to drink and you end up lying down on the green and then there's junk all around you. I saw 2 pictures of that aftermath, and the first one actually had a man who was obviously drunk. He obviously passed out and he was just laying in amongst all the rubbish. It was just a disgusting sight to see rich people absolutely trashing the grass area. Fucking gross. Fucking gross. You fucking think you're better than us? No, you're not.